This is a follow-up video to a more recent video concerning the situation with B.o.B and the Gofundme. One thing people have been asking is, why hasn't he reached out to the community? Well, actually, last week he followed me on Twitter, so he kind of has reached out to the community. And I plan on being a sort of bridge at this point. So, once I realized that he had followed me on Twitter, and I started hearing about this GoFundMe, this project that he's operating, I decided to send him a message. And here's what I said. Bobby, the Flat Earth community is all concerned with what you're doing as far as the GoFundMe. They're asking what I think about it. I'd like to think your heart is in the right place, but I'd also like to chat with you sometime. And I gave him my phone number. And that was Wednesday when I sent that. A little bit before the video that I made. So today, being Friday, I had some time to do some research. And since then, I've listened to some of his music. I've checked his Instagram posts concerning Flat Earth and other topics that he covers. And there's a wide range of them. I've listened to a live stream that he did recently. And you know what? I've come to the conclusion that he's legit. He's good in my book, because I went there and I actually did some research. I've even heard that plaque that he was seen, taking a picture with, that was sent to him by the Flat Earth Society PSYOP group. So that's my conclusion at this point.
Editor's note. Now, concerning the plaque from the Flat Earth Society that we see B.o.B with. Now, if we understand the cunning nature of the people that we're dealing with, the idea that B.o.B has around 886,000 subscribers on YouTube alone. That's not to mention his Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook fan page and all that. There are hundreds of thousands of people who pay attention to him. So what if at the point where it was noticed that he was waking up to the Flat Earth truth, that the Flat Earth Society decided that they would send him a plaque and have someone take a picture of him receiving that plaque to use it later? Because we know that the Flat Earth Society is a government-controlled disinfo organization that just teaches ridiculous things about, the Earth is supposed to be floating upward at 1,000 miles per hour or something like that. I mean, just ridiculous things like that. We know that the Flat Earth Society is bogus, and they know it at the same time. So what if they did send him that plaque to have him set up to take that picture to discredit him in the future when he would actually reach out to the real Flat Earth community? Let's consider that. And I think about that because being a Flat Earther who was brought up in the media in a negative light for actually trying to do something to prove the Earth's flatness, I have a particular vantage point as far as these type of situations, because my spirit level experiment, that was genuine, and yet I've been scrutinized in multiple news outlets online. I've been called all kinds of names, and they have someone who's being genuine and then put them out in the open and put a negative slant on it in order to turn people against that. Okay? I've seen that. I've had that done to me, and I believe that's potentially what could be going on with B.o.B. I'm not saying that's what it is or what it's not. I just like to submit that idea in addition to what's being said here. Now, being that there are so many people who follow him, it would be beneficial to us as a whole if he is in fact being sincere with what he's trying to do as far as multiple experiments and all that. So I encourage us to just wait it out and see what happens.
But we want to hear from him. We want to try to understand better. So I sent him another message recently. after I did my research. And I asked him this. I said, it seems like you're kind of forcing the general public to question whether satellites in space are even real. I'm trying to figure this out so I can get back to the FE community and get them to relax their stance on your GoFundMe. Now, with that, that's just my conclusion from the research that I've done, as far as what he's been doing lately, and I do the same thing. I'll play Glober's advocate. Like when I said, if the moon is a solid object, why don't we put a camera on the moon? Because that camera will be facing towards the Earth, because we only see that one side of the moon. It's kind of like playing the other side is potentially what he's doing. So he sent me a message back, and it was a link to an Instagram post from a couple days ago, just to clear things up. And in that post, here's what he said. To clear the air and answer a lot of questions, the purpose of the GoFundMe is to use every option publicly available to gain as high a vantage point as possible and acquire footage of different altitudes. I cannot be biased and rule things out because that isn't what science is. I have to account for every variable and every option, even if we know it probably won't work. That's a part of research. Thank you all for participating. Now, the part where he said, even if we know it probably won't work, in the recent live stream, he talked about the firmament. He talks about space and how satellites are probably BS in his music. If you go take some time to actually listen to what he has to say, you'll figure that out pretty quickly. So I'm believing that what he's doing is kind of that reverse psychology, just like I said. Now, as far as the GoFundMe goes, we here in the community seem to be a bit paranoid whenever anybody asks for money. But at the same time, we as adults already know that there's there's this thing. It's called crowdfunding. See, everybody doesn't always have money laying around to do these projects. Also, there's a part of it where people might want to have the option of saying, I had something to do with that if something goes down, because not everybody's going to be able to, get involved with the project. Not everybody's going to be able to add something to it. Not everybody's going to be able to build something or be on site. Some people have obligations and they can't just get up and go all the time, but they are willing to donate some money. That's called crowdfunding. There's nothing to be paranoid about. And once you see these things like a GoFundMe put up, regardless what it's for, it could be for a rocket, a billboard, balloons to go up and observe something, or a satellite even, you have two options. You can either donate your money or not donate your money. Why people are so paranoid about that, I really don't understand. It's just something that we act like we don't understand. Whoa, he's going to run off with your money. Yeah, there are already people running off with your money, and as rational thinking adults, especially in this community, we already understand that there's an element of potential that someone can run off with your money if you donate it. But if you're willing to make that sacrifice or take that risk to have your involvement with that project, then that's upon each adult. At least that's the way I see it. So, we're rational thinking adults in this whole situation. So it's really not a big deal. If somebody asks for money, you don't have to put in. It's actually that simple. And then you have what's been going on in the community a lot that I've seen. A lot of this calling each other shills. Man, this is a huge issue. Not exactly sure what the true definition of a shill is. I think we all need to kind of figure out this term that's used so much, and we all need to come up with an idea or a definitive definition of what a shill is, first of all, before we start calling each other a shill or calling everybody a shill. I'm hearing people talking about B.o.B. I knew he was a shill. How? Based on what? Have you listened to his music? Do you like live with him? Have you done any homework on this guy? So he was a shill. How? Oh, I had a feeling about that guy. Oh, you had a feeling. Oh, you're a clairvoyant. Nice. Very nice. And that was confirmed by what now? What? His appearance? What? The thing is, I don't know. We're supposed to be the ones that can sit here and, before we come to a conclusion, we're going to gather data, we're going to gather our information, then we're going to formulate a conclusion. We're not the type to just go off of feelings on these things. Are we? Are we researchers or not? Are we going to do our homework on these things or not? You know, especially people, because this is about unity at this point. We need to figure out a way to work together more than ever. At some point, we're going to have to trust each other. You know, are we researchers or are we not? Are we the open-minded individuals that we claim to be, or are we not? You know, it's like in this community, we hold each other's feet so close to the fire. Like, if anybody makes one mistake, if they say the wrong thing, if they wear the wrong thing, if they make an incorrect statement, you're all over it. Like, we don't give each other any slack, any space, any room for any margin of error. And we should actually apply that to the ones that are screwing all of us. Okay? Because we are getting screwed by the same people. You know? I'm just saying. It's like one thing discredits everything else. And that's odd. That's really odd to me. You know, we'll call somebody a shill based on what? People will call Patricia Steer a shill, an agent. What exactly has she manifested to make her a shill? What, did she say something wrong on one of her broadcasts or something? She does interviews. She has people come on her show on a Google Hangout, and they'll talk for, you know, an hour to 2 hours, and that's it. She's not guiding the conversation. She's not telling them what to say. I was on her show. She didn't feed me a script, tell me what to talk about, anything like that. You know, you call Mark Sargent a shill. Okay, based on what? What do you know about that guy exactly? Well, he's not doing anything. He's just doing radio show. Dude, yeah, he kind of did that whole Flat Earth Clues thing in the early days. You know, yeah, he'll say, you know, we're living in a Truman Show type environment, enclosed system. Yeah, see, that's called like a mental reference, okay? People that know what Truman Show was about, the whole system where he's living inside this little town. There's this dome. This guy controls the weather. I mean, it's an analogy, okay? Based on what? Well, he says it's an ice wall. Yeah, there are lots of pictures of the ice wall out there. I'm just saying. You know, people say Jaren is a shill. I'm like, based on what? Dude's like out here actively doing experiments, putting together these simulations, trying to prove that there is no curvature. He's busy with that. ODD. People are saying ODD is a shill. Why? Did he wear a shirt with a pyramid or something on it? I mean, based on what? Look at what work people are doing and then base your conclusion off of that. How about that? Okay? I haven't seen anything wrong with ODD's content, but I still hear people calling him a shill. People are calling Eric Dubé a shill. You know, I mean, regardless of any controversial statements that he's made in the past or any dress code that he may have violated, that doesn't negate the fact that he wrote 200 proofs. Okay? That guy's woken up a lot of people to Flat Earth. So how about we, you know, kind of draw a line in the sand, come up with a new rule. If an individual has woken up more people to Flat Earth than you don't get to call him a shill. How about we agree on that? People are calling me a shill. What? 'Cause my name? Oh, isn't it ironic that his name's Marble? Sorry. That's actually my name. You gotta deal with that. I've been Daryl D. Marble all my life. Look, this is a picture of me at 6 years old with Miss Arkansas 1986. Hello. You know, that's just what it is. What? Because I wear shades every now and then? I've been wearing... sometimes I'll wear my shades. Sometimes I won't. I like to wear my sunglasses. Deal with it. It is what it is. Oh, look. Name's Daryl D. Marble. DDM. Up, according to Pythagorean numerology, that's 444. Add those fours together, that's 12, and 1 plus 2 is 3, and that means nothing. That's my name. Sorry, dude. I'm not some plant. I'm not some shill. Nobody sent me here. Nobody's pulling my strings, And I'm not sure anybody's strings are being pulled. I mean, we don't have time for that, man. You know, we need to trust each other at some point, or we're freaking done. All right, because we're all getting screwed by the same people. Either we're going to keep bickering and fighting amongst ourselves, or we're going to find a way to work together. Because you know what? If I were them, if I were the bad guys, the ones that are screwing all of us, I'd be laughing. I'd be sitting up watching all of us bickering amongst ourselves about all these petty little instances that somebody said this, somebody wore that. My God. Petty stuff. I'd be laughing. Oh, they're never going to get it together. Oh, we're good. I'd be sitting back popping champagne, laughing at the community. They're never going to get it together. Look at how much they're fighting themselves. And as long as we're down here fighting amongst ourselves, we're not going to be bothered to go rally together and go against them and focus on the ones who are really screwing us over. And that's what we need to figure out. You know, we need to unite because we're all getting screwed by the same group of monsters. Anybody that can sit here and devise a plot to set up a financial system to keep people perpetually in slavery to debt. Anybody who can produce this machine that can create clouds that form into these huge rain clouds and rain over a city, but allow people in places where they are praying for rain to not have it, to struggle and scrape by. Anybody who would set up a civilization, if you even want to call this that, where there are more empty houses than there are homeless people, and yet there are still people sitting out on the street, that's a monster. We are up against monsters. And these monsters are laughing at us while we're fighting amongst ourselves. And we need to get it together. Reserve your judgment. Reserve your judgment until somebody manifests something bad. Until somebody is obviously proven without a doubt to be a shill. Then call them names. Then distrust them. Then call them a shill. Until then, lock it up. Because we need to get together. We need to figure this out. Because I'm shill, whatever. We're all getting screwed by the same people. So, united we stand, divided we fall. Everybody's heard that. This is the time to apply it. Are we ready? Let's get it together. That's all I got for this one.